Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com, and in this tutorial we're going to look at the if statement in JSTL. And let's put a comment here. So I'll use a scriptlet style comment and say JSTL if. There we go, if. And let's put also a paragraph tag for some spacing here. Now a JSTL if is fairly limited, and you can't have an else or an else if section to it, but in the next tutorial we'll look at something that will allow you to choose between different options, but here we're just going to cover the very simple if statement. So you start as usual with a C tag like this and a colon, and then as you might guess, and you can see here the autocomplete is helping, we use if. And Eclipse has filled this in for me, but you'll notice that the condition in your JSTL if statement has to go in this test attribute. Now I'm going to use expression language in there, so I'm going to put dollar and the curly parentheses, and in here let's say that I want to check, in fact Eclipse I think has put one in for me. Okay. Let's say I want to check to see if the name parameter is equal to Bob or not. So I can use the implicit param object and say param.name, and I'll use a JSTL operator. I'll say equals equals. So this is not the Java equals equals, which you wouldn't use with strings. It's EL, expression language, equals equals. And I'll say here John. Now there's a problem here, which is that I've got nested double quotes, and I think they won't actually compile. But to get around that, I can change the quotes on this test to single quotes, and you can have double quotes within single quotes, so that's fine. And then within the if tags, before the closing if tag, I'll say here hello. I actually meant to say Bob, just for a change. So I'm feeling a bit egocentric here, but let's say hello Bob, and let's say let's have another if, and I'll use not equals here, and you can also use eq or ne, and then here I'll say hello there if the name param is not equal to Bob. So let's just put a actually yeah, that's fine. So I'll save that and run this and click run. So it says hello there, and notice I didn't have to check if the name parameter was null, which is handy. And I'm just going to supply a name parameter now, and name equals Bob, like that, and it says hello Bob. And if I have some other name here, just type some stuff on the end of Bob, it's back to hello there. And of course you can use this with bean properties and all kinds of things. So that's a very simple if in JSTL. And by the way, something I wanted to mention that I forgot in the last tutorial was I said that param is an implicit object, and there are other implicit objects that you can use in EL. So if you just go to Google and you search for EL, implicit objects, then you'll find a list of them at pretty much any one of these pages, I should think. So I haven't actually looked at this page before, but here we can see implicit objects, and these are the various implicit objects that you can use. And we've just used the param object here, but there are others, some of which we'll probably look at in due course. So that's it for this tutorial, and until next time, happy coding.